In his work, The Sacrament of Language, Agamben examines the nature of the oath, presenting it not as a mere historical or religious institution, but as a fundamental human act that connects language, politics, and the formation of humanity itself. Oath is more than a verbal promise. It is a performative act in which the speaker binds themselves to the truth and power of their words, thus constituting themselves as a responsible human subject. By exploring historical, linguistic, and philosophical sources, he shows that the oath lies at the foundation of human social and political life. Agamben draws on Paulo Prodi's work, The Sacrament of Power, which emphasizes the oath as a central element in Western political history. Prodi notes that oaths have maintained political institutions from early democracies to more modern states, acting as solemn bonds to the social and political body. The decline of oaths today signals a crisis in humanity's political existence, pointing to a new yet unacknowledged form of political life. Agamben, however, is not interested in history alone. He conducts a philosophical archaeology, seeking the immobile core of the oath event, asking what makes the oath so significant both politically and anthropologically. Across time, oath has consistently aimed to guarantee the truth and effectiveness of language. Originally, it served as an affirmatio religiosa, a sacred assurance that strengthened promises or declarations without creating a new obligation itself, but reinforcing an existing one. A central paradox of oath is its intrinsic connection to perjury. Ancient sources, including Hesiod, defined the oath in relation to false swearing, suggesting that its purpose was linked to the possibility of lying. Even in early Greek thought, philosophers recognized that oaths were imperfect, and there was even an art of the oath that allowed for intentional deception. Agamben interprets this not as a flaw but as pointing to a deeper problem: the challenge of human language, its consistency, and its ability to refer to reality. Oath is a tool for negotiating the very relationship between words and truth. Agamben challenges the common belief that the power of oath originates in a sacred or magical past. He criticizes scholars who assume a primordial, undifferentiated origin for oath when historical evidence is lacking. Drawing on Levi-Strauss, Agamben interprets sacred substances like manna not as mystical powers but as an indeterminate sign that fill the gap between words and meaning. He argues that oath is not originally legal, religious, or magical. Instead, law and religion are historical fragments that arise from the original experience of oath. The central argument of Agamben is the role of oath in the emergence of humanity, or anthropogenesis. Oath is an anthropogenic operator through which humans recognize themselves as speakers, commit to their words, and become beings with language. This represents a critical division. Humans separate language from life and words from actions. Unlike animals whose communication is inseparable from their actions, humans place their very existence at stake through language. The first promise, this transcendental sacratio, enables both truth and falsehood, blessing and curse. Oath gives rise to institutions of law and religion, which aim to regulate this gap and enforce the power of speech as a social and moral bond. He connects the oath to performative language, showing that phrases like "I swear" do not describe reality but immediately create it. Such speech acts demonstrate how words can enact truths rather than merely signify them. This self referential quality reflects an early stage of language when words performed actions rather than just denoted objects. The name of God in this context represents the ultimate performative act, naming language itself and establishing a connection between speech and reality. The modern decline of oaths parallels the death of the name of God and the completion of metaphysics, leading to a proliferation of empty words and weakening the ethical link between language, action, and responsibility. Agamben concludes that philosophy, by examining oath as a sacramental bond, can provide a form of resistance in an age where humans are increasingly disconnected from their own language. The study of oath reminds us that language is not merely a tool for communication, but a space where responsibility, truth, and social cohesion are established. By understanding the oath as a fundamental human act, Agamben highlights how speech, promise, and commitment are inseparable from the very constitution of humanity.